So hello everyone, welcome back to another interesting discussion on health and fitness. And today we have Sohrab Khushrushahi, who is the founder of SOHFIT, one of India's leading fitness communities offering tailored programs for sustainable fitness goals. He is a renowned fitness entrepreneur and a celebrity fitness coach who has been training popular Bollywood celebs such as Alia Bhatt and Kiara Advani, among others. So let me first begin by welcoming Sohrab. Hi, very nice meeting you, and great to have you on board with us.
Hi, thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So first things first, please tell us, how did you develop this interest towards fitness? Was it something that you were always passionate about, or was it something that you developed over time? What's the process?
Fitness has been a part of my life since I can remember. I started training when I was about 13 or 14 years old. And I was an athlete in that sense. I'd like to call myself an athlete as a kid. Played cricket at the under 16 and under 19 levels in the state. And fitness just became a part of my life to improve my sport. It was just something that I kind of gravitated towards pretty automatically. And it's been a part of my life ever since.
So as the founder of SOHFIT, and what was the primary objective behind building this fitness community? Tell us about the process and how the journey has been over the years.
I mean, the primary purpose, honestly, was to create a fitter community of people across the country, and not only across the country, across the world. We wanted to make fitness fun. We wanted to make fitness accessible, and we wanted to make it simple. We also wanted to kind of create a community. I think that was something that was missing when we started. It was there in spurts, but there wasn't exactly a community of people. And that's basically how it started. It was an obsession for fitness, which basically transformed into an obsession of kind of making people fitter and enjoying that.
So talking about sustainable fitness, what do you like? Could you help elaborate on what it really comprises of, and how people can achieve it?
I mean, fitness is a very wide term, and everyone defines it differently, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone has a different definition of what is fit. For some people, it's a great body. For some people, it's abs. For some people, it's how much they can lift. For some people, it's how much they can run. It's different for different people, right? For me, it's a combination of everything. Right? I'd be lying if I said people don't want to get a great body. They do. But for me, fitness has been the ability to do what you want to do without second guessing yourself. Right? Let's put it this way. Someone wakes me up at 6 in the morning and says, let's go for a 5-kilometer run. I should be able to do it. My son wakes me up in the middle of the night and says, I want to play a sport. I should be able to do it. I've always told people this: when I'm about 15, my son will be about 15. And if he wants to play cricket with me, I should still be better than him. To me, that is fitness, right?
So since you're also a celebrity fitness coach, can you give us some insights into what the kind of workouts and diet habits you swear by, and some possible ways, that we, the common people, can also, go by it?
First of all, I hate that word. I'm not a celebrity fitness coach. I'm just a coach.
Okay.
But you know what? The one thing people need to understand is that each one of these guys or girls is just a normal human being. They work really hard, just like everybody else. There is nothing special that kind of comes out. The only thing special about each one of them is that they work really, really hard, and they're committed to what they're doing. And that's all that it takes, right? With any individual, if you're disciplined, you're hardworking, you put in the hours, you put in the work, you eat well, you will get to where you want to get. Do we have special, or do I have special workouts for each one of them? Well, no, right? It depends on what their goals are. It depends on what we're working towards. For example, sometimes you're working towards a movie and there's a certain look and you need to work on that. An athlete, for example, when I'm working with Robin, when he's going in for the IPL, I'm working on, him getting fitter and being able to kind of sustain the rigor of a 6-week IPL tournament or an 8-week IPL tournament. So it's different for different people, and the way you function and the way you train them will depend on what their goals are for that period of time.
But what I meant was in the sense, when it comes to accessibility and, gym equipments or, a certain convenience. So not many people have all that. So how do you think about when it comes to making fitness more accessible to the common community?
We don't actually use that much gym equipment. If you look at the way we've always trained, and even our programs and even the way I train an Alia or Robin, we use basic weights. There is no fancy equipment that we're using. I make them run on the road. I make them run in their buildings. I make them run in the garden. There is nothing fancy about the equipment that we use. Yes, they have accessibility to maybe food, which is better and kind of to what they want, 100%. But that all of us can, if we keep our food nice and simple and eat nice and simple food, which all of them do, nothing fancy, you'll be fine.
So I also hear that you're bringing RFT, which is raw functional training, to India, and to make it more accessible to people. And you're doing this in collaboration with Joseph Skoda, also known as Darul. Yeah. So tell us a bit about what RFT is and all about your collaboration. Yeah.
I think this goes back to the question you just asked, right? How do we make fitness accessible to the common person? Everyone I train does RFT, right? From Alia to Robin, everybody, even Kiara's done RFT. So they've all done RFT at some point. And RFT doesn't require any equipment. It just requires you, your body, and a room or an open space, whatever you have access to. So we're trying to make fitness accessible, right? You don't need fancy equipment. The second thing RFT kind of works on is your mental resilience. Right? A lot of training programs work on your physical side, don't really work on the mental side. RFT works on the physical as well as the mental, because there are sequences, there are orders, there are movements which you need to remember. Not only physically able to do, but also remember what comes next. So you are kind of switched on through that entire workout. And it's not very long. So there's short workouts, short bursts, working really hard for a short duration of time, which we think will work because you're working with your body. So there's also a limited risk of injury there. You're working with your own body. There's not much that you're doing. Yes, you can add weights. You can do everything else that you want to do, 100%. You can do RFT with weights as well. But the point is, you can do it without. And that's what we want to kind of make people understand. RFT is something that I've been passionate about, something that I've been doing ever since I kind of followed Darul. It's been 3 to 4 years now. He's been someone I look up to in this space. He's basically someone who's been doing it his entire life. He developed it. And he's worked with first responders, naval officers, Hollywood stars, the Navy SEALs, Top Gun graduates, all of them. And it's kind of something that he's kind of perfected over a period of time. And it's something that I honestly believe in. And that's why we've had this collaboration or this partnership in that sense that we've kind of brought to India.
There are innumerable benefits of exercising and working out. But there's something also called over-exercising, exerting one's body beyond limits. So could you throw some light on the downsides of over-exercising and how much should a person work out? I mean, when does a person know when to stop?
Well, over-exercising is an issue, right? And unfortunately, you see more of it nowadays because people believe that if they're not dying during a workout, they've not had a good workout. So they kind of keep pushing themselves till they feel like they can't breathe, right? Which is not something that makes sense. Exercising is supposed to make you better, not make you worse, right? An adequate amount of rest is required. Now, what is overtraining for one individual might be different from another individual, right? Suppose someone's a beginner and you put them against a really advanced level athlete. What's overtraining for a beginner will be very different from what's overtraining for an advanced athlete. So you've got to kind of measure that out on an individual basis. I think the right amount of rest and recovery is required. And I'm going to stress more on the word recovery because it's not only sleep. Right? You've got to get good quality of sleep, yes. You've got to eat the right food as well because your body needs to be supplemented for all the work it's putting in. Right? I'm not someone, and maybe against what most people think, but I'm not someone who kind of buys into this whole policy of I'll eat whatever I want and I'll train hard. Right? To me, they both have to work hand in hand. And you can never equate food with a punishment because then you're saying working out is my punishment for eating what I want. So don't do that, because you're setting a very negative relationship with food. I want people to eat everything in moderation. Be smart about your food choices. Make sure you rest well, you recover, you sleep well, you drink enough water. The physical stresses, the mental stresses you have in your life also matter in terms of your overtraining, because they do have an impact on your body. If you're someone who's just started training, you really shouldn't be going 7 days a week, right? That's not smart. You start small, start at 3 to 4 days and build up over a period of time. So it's different for different people. Signs of overtraining, you don't feel like training. If you're overtraining, at some point, your body will just not feel like training. You will start getting injured a lot more than you used to get. And there will be lots of small niggles that kind of keep coming in. That is a sign that you are overtraining. Sometimes you not being able to sleep very well is also a sign of overtraining. Your body is not rested. So you've got to look for those signs. And the biggest sign you have is your body will tell you. So you've got to start listening to your body. And the more you listen to your body, the better you're going to get.
So lastly, if there were 3 things that you wanted to tell people about fitness, what would that be?
There are so many things, but have fun first. I think people treat fitness as a chore, like, oh my God, I have to get it done. It's not. You should want to get it done. I think that's the first thing, because the minute you start having fun with it, you will do it more consistently, and the more consistently you do it, the better results you will get. Okay? Results don't come with just 4 weeks of work and then chilling for the next 15 weeks. Right? That's not the way it works. You've got to kind of consistently be at it, and that only comes when you enjoy yourself. Right? Second, when it comes to fitness, I'd say keep it simple. Don't complicate your life just because on Instagram you see someone jumping from one to another. You've got to kind of understand that, what are my limitations? What can I kind of work with? And work within those, and understand what your body is capable of. And then as you get better over a period of time, of course, kind of keep it. The third thing, and I said this all the time, this is a combination of a few things. One is women should strength train. Women shouldn't run away from weights, because I think that's something that a lot of women do, and it's really not required. They feel like they get bulky or they start getting muscle. It's not going to happen, right? Women don't have adequate levels of testosterone to bulk up in a month or a week. It takes a lot of time, right? That's the first thing. And second is cardio is not your answer to everything. So just because you think that you need to run extra because you've not worked out or because you've eaten a certain kind of food, that's a misconception, and that's something that I'd love to see change as far as the fitness space is concerned. So that'd be my 3 things.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tanju.
Wishing you all the best for your future ventures. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.